Walking around lately, you've probably seen someone blowing vapor clouds from a pocket-sized device filled with nicotine juice. These e-cigs have quickly become a status symbol among teens, alarming parents and lawmakers, including the FDA.
So, are e-cigs safe?
While e-cigarettes emerged less than 15 years ago, they've recently skyrocketed from niche market to billions of dollars in sales. San Francisco-based company JUUL, which dominates more than 3/4 of the e-cig market, is now worth billions of dollars and is flush with investment capital. E-cigs were first introduced largely as a tool for cigarette smokers to quit, but have emerged as a popular smoking device among teens.
We know that a lot of youth are using e-cigarettes that include nicotine, which puts them both at risk for lifelong nicotine dependence, but also for some of the adverse health effects of nicotine in and of itself. Nicotine can be particularly damaging to the developing brain.
People became aware of the risks of smoking cigarettes in the 1950s. Since then, the United States has developed into one of the least smoking-friendly countries in the world. On every single box of cigarettes, a Surgeon General warning flags tobacco's connection to lung cancer, which has raised awareness that cigarettes are a leading cause of preventable death in the US. But laws around limiting cigarette use took years to catch up to the known science due to advertising, powerful lobbying efforts in DC, as well as the addictive nature of nicotine itself. Since their arrival over a decade ago, e-cigarettes seemed like a promising, more technologically advanced alternative for smokers. E-cigs' history is rooted in smoking prevention. In the 1970s, one of the earliest vaping experiments is associated with Phil Ray, a former NASA engineer. Ray was a smoker, and he and his doctor, Norman Jacobson, had the idea to inhale nicotine vapor, but their product didn't take off. They are, however, often credited with coining the term vaping. The first modern e-cigarette was patented in 2003 by Chinese pharmacist Han Lick, who smoked 3 packs a day and wanted to shake his addiction. Lick's company expanded abroad to the United States in 2004 after competitors already broke into the American market in stores and online.
If you ask 100 people, probably 100 people have very different images of what an e-cigarette is in their mind, because there's just so much variability in the types of e-cigarettes that are available in the marketplace.
The contents of the e-liquid or vapor, especially flavors, can vary depending on manufacturer. In JUUL's case, e-liquid contains glycerol, propylene glycol, and benzoic acid. So, how did e-cig use explode over the last few years? Sites like Instagram have raised the profile of vaping. You may have seen one of the many vaping tricks videos, and Reddit communities have been dedicated to e-cig products, including JUUL. E-cig companies enjoyed minimal regulation in the early days, but recently some states enacted bans on vaping in public. And unfortunately, over the last year, usage among teens has reportedly surged by 75%. The FDA is seeking more answers on how to stop teens from using e-cigarettes and how to develop therapies for kids who already vape. Facing more scrutiny and backlash, JUUL suspended the sale of its flavored e-cigarettes and stopped promoting its product entirely on social media. Some studies have revealed that e-cigs may not be 100% safe, which has triggered panicky headlines in the press. However, we know that it's unlikely that e-cigs are worse for you than tobacco cigarettes, for what that's worth. Regardless, nicotine is an addictive drug, and there's evidence that inhaling it can contribute to heart disease. The flavor of some e-liquids have also been flagged for containing dicetyl, which is the chemical that gave workers at a popcorn factory in the 90s a lung disease we now refer to as popcorn lung. Various studies have shown different vaping liquid flavors vary in toxicity. If you're going to start vaping, you should be aware of the divergent schools of thought around e-cigs. While they've been hailed as a disruptive innovation, they've also been criticized as a gateway to smoking more harmful drugs.
What are the best regulatory policies that FDA can implement that are going to have the biggest impact on reducing health risks to young people without potentially inhibiting the role that e-cigarettes may play in helping adult smokers to reduce their cigarette consumption?
We all have vices and we often take risks. Until science and law catches up, you have to decide. Is the next puff worth the many unknowns? Hi Facebook, thanks for watching our new series, Understand This. Since we're a new page, be sure to like and follow us so you can find the latest episodes when they post. See you soon!